Heyo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox pregame show presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm the host of the CHGO White Sox podcast, Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me, as always, is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. And you can follow the show on Twitter at CHGO_White Sox. We're usually joined by Vinny Duber, but he has the night off tonight, so no Vinny on the pre and post, which is sad because of a very specific reason that we'll get into later. But we have some breaking White Sox news. Producer Steven, do we have any like sound effects or like breaking news sound effects? Just whatever, even if we don't, play me the best breaking news sound effect that we have.
I mean, we only have about 100 to sift through here.
Just play one at that point.
Man, I don't want to use the usual DJ air horn. We'll do this one.
All right, there you go. Hey, Tim Anderson's an all-star starter. Hey, congratulations.
Let's go.
Tim Anderson has been voted by baseball fans, you, the baseball fan, as the American League starting shortstop at the 2022 MLB All-Star Game. He'll be out there at Chavez Ravine. That's right.
That's correct.
And they're going to be playing at Dodger Stadium in 2022. So congratulations to Tim Anderson, second-time All-Star and first time as an All-Star starter. And as you may remember, Kevin Cash is my most hated enemy because he didn't give Tim Anderson an at-bat in last year's All-Star game. So disappointing for Tim to not get that last year, but he'll get plenty of at-bats this year. So congratulations to Tim.
It is an awesome achievement, a milestone achievement to start in the All-Star game, being the best shortstop in the American League. And as you said, he didn't have an at-bat. So I assume Dusty Baker will have him batting at the top of the lineup for the American League out there in Chavez Ravine. He'll probably be leading off the full game as the National League will be the home team there. So yes, Tim Anderson, maybe we'll get one more. That guy who pitched last night was pretty decent. So he might make it also. But other than that, it's going to be slim pickings for the White Sox. But Tim Anderson rightly deserves this trip out to L.A. for being an all-star starter.
And let's look over the all-star starters. At catcher, it'll be Alejandro Kirk. And speaking of the Toronto Blue Jays, what's up, KPW? He says Springer was robbed. But, hey, I don't care because Tim Anderson, he wasn't going up against White Sox, And I think I voted for Springer anyways. But we're going Alejandro Kirk behind the dish. At first base, Vlad Guerrero Jr., so the guy's complaining that doesn't have enough all-stars. The first 2 starters. Come on, KPW. Batting second playing second will be Jose Altuve. At shortstop will be Tim Anderson. At third base will be Rafael Devers. In left field, it will be Giancarlo Stanton. Playing center field will be Mike Trout. Playing right field will be Aaron Judge. And the DH will be Shohei Ohtani. I think that guy might lead off.
No, he'll probably hit second. Tim will probably lead. Will probably have the honors there.
I don't know. Why would they give it to Tim?
Because he's a natural leadoff guy.
So is Altuve. No?
Yeah. He is on a fucking Dusty Baker. God damn it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have a feeling. I love that you're all up for it, but also, hey, maybe Dusty's like,
hey, black man,
black excellence.
Come on, yeah, let's go. Come on, Dusty.
Hey,
let us down.
We'll see. Yeah. Hey, I'd be down for it.
Talk to you on the meeting on Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll see. And then for the National League, it will be at catcher Wilson Contreras. So congrats to our CHGO Cubs family. At first base, it will be Paul Goldschmidt. At second base, it will be Jazz Chisholm Jr., future White Sox. At shortstop, it will be Trey Turner, also future White Sox. At third base, it will be Manny Machado, supposed to be future White Sox. At left field, Jock Peterson also should have been future White Sox. At center field, also could have been Ronald Acuna Jr. At center field.
That was a little tough.
I think there was a one trade rumor. I forget which one it was, but I think he was almost traded to the White Sox. I remember covering that on the other podcast I was on. This guy, unfortunately, wasn't in right field, Mookie Betts. But then at DH, also future possible White Sox, Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
So those are your all-star starters. Pretty good list.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. You see, Rick Hahn has struck out on a lot of all-stars. If he just puts money out there, we would have had Manny Machado. He would have been all-star for the White Sox. Or Bryce Harper. Try that out for size. Right. I remember people like, oh, too long of a deal. They're not going to be worth it. already here.
Yep, Bryce
Bryce Harper won an MVP, and Manny
good.
Machado's going there.
Yeah, pretty good and pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say both those guys pretty good. Also, I feel like we haven't given this guy enough love because we've given a ton of love to our guy Eli, our Israel correspondent, our Israeli correspondent. But we also have Juan Perez, who is also out in Spain. So we have Spain, we have Israel. We are global, as they say.
We are.
We got Ian Robo, who I think is from Ireland or at least the UK. So, I mean, truly, global podcast, global team. So, and then that's because of Tim Anderson, solely, right?
Yeah, we need some more people from Micronesia, some more people from the Oceania place, maybe
Vietnam,
Burma.
Thailand, yeah.
Yeah, call us up. Put us on your this is the pregame, so we're only on YouTube. But in the postgame, if you got somebody who wants to watch us in the postgame after the White Sox beat the hell out of the Detroit Tigers, tell them where they're from. Of course, KPW is from Canada.
Well, he said you can never have enough, Sean. He's saying in relation to All-Stars, but we're saying to global listeners from our global correspondent, KPW. So he's still got to visit. It's just across the border, my friend, but he's still got to visit Chicago.
We need some Mozambique out here. Somebody else. Martinique,
Madagascar,
Luxembourg.
Oh boy. But hey, is this going to be the turning point tonight, Herb? Because you got Tarik Skubal on the mound, and it's a lefty, and people are looking for that turning point. They've hit him well before, but he's also 2-1, as Stephen Nicholas points out. So, what are you feeling? Is this going to be a good night for us White Sox fan, or are they going to ruin our Friday?
Oh, it should be a great night for the White Sox. Lefty starter. He used to be good. At the beginning of the month of June, he was sub 2.5 ERA. That shit is ballooned to a 4.06. 06 ERA.
Yeah.
So he's had bad starts the last 5 starts. He's had terrible starts.
In his last 6, he's got a 7.8 ERA.
Yeah.
That's brutal. It went from 2.15 on June 1st to 4.06 here on July 3rd. The thing, too, is his FIP is like 3.09, so you compare, FIP is fielding independent pitching. The Tigers are bad, so maybe he hasn't had the best of help when it comes to defense, but yeah.
But he's not facing world beaters either. His last 6 is the Pirates, the Blue Jays, KPW's Blue Jays, the Rangers, the Red Sox, the Giants, and the Royals. So nobody out there. The Yankees didn't just knock him up for like 3 or 4 of those starts. He's getting beat by, Blue Jays are really good. Everybody else on that list, Boston's all right.
Boston's good.
But everybody else on the list, you don't see a bunch of offensive superstars there. So, yes, the White Sox should have their cake and eat it too. The guy who just made it the All-Star game is 538 versus him, a batting average. He has like a 1.7 OPS plus against him, or 1.7 OPS against Tarik Skubal.
Skubal. So we should probably not go any further until we explain this. And we do want to sky point to Vinny Duber. He is still alive, but just sky point to him because he's not here tonight. But he is the one that introduced us to this. Him and I think Connor, who was also in the chat.
Connor Smith, yeah.
The TGIF to Connor Smith. But there's a commercial they used to make fun of. So we're going to play the commercial now. It's an old Holiday Inn commercial with a lot of like Second City, like comedy actors. They're kind of like commercial guys. They're kind of that guy, commercial actors. And they're in a hotel bar, and one of the guys walks up and says, "Hey, I do a really good Joe Buck impersonation."
Zach does a really good Joe Buck. You've got to hear it.
It's not that great.
You've got to hear it. It's incredible.
Why do you do this?
Do it.
He winds up for the pitch. It's a screwball.
Wait, who's talking? Is that Joe or Zach?
And he's out of there.
Skubal, and the first series that we ever covered, first game I think we ever covered with Vinny. He just got back from Detroit. Skubal was on the bump. Skubal, and that's what
it's a screwball.
That was the first bit we had. So shout out to Vinny, and we're excited to see Skubal back on the bump. And White Sox, last time they faced him, scored 10 runs in that game.
Yeah, and I think more the same. Maybe not to the 10-run limit, but I see the weather's cooperating. It's a lefty starter. The only one who has shut us down is KPW's favorite, Daniel Lynch. But we know Tarik Skubal, and he's done well this year, so that's the opposite thing. He's not necessarily a bum like the guy who was on the bump last night who will shut us down. This Tarik Skubal, and I like to call him Tarik, and I look at him like, Tarik, though? All right.
It's a screwball.
Tarik.
Oh, they call him Tarik?
It's Tarik.
When I see T-R-I-K, I see Tarik, and I start thinking about the roots.
Yeah.
Tarik Skubal. That's what I'm gonna call him. I'm calling Tarik. I'm thinking about us as a brother. Tarik Skubal's gonna get killed tonight.
That black excellence we were talking about.
But if the White Sox do not crush Tarik Skubal, this shit might be over.
Yeah.
It might be over tonight. Like, it might be casket time. Done. Because that means you've lost the home series, like the home, a whole homestand. You've gone down to the Tigers twice now with only a hope of tying them in this series with a bunch of games versus teams that you don't do well versus. The Guardians. And then on the road again versus the Twins.
And you need to do well against them because those are the teams you're playing the most.
Those are the teams right in front of you, too.
In the damn division.
And I was listening to a couple of podcasts. I listened to the Sox Machine podcast, Wake Up podcast today with just Josh Nelson today. And then the, not Good Guys Talk Back, but Locked On Sox, which both of us have hosted in the past with Nick Marowski.
Congrats to Pat Hester, too, of Good Guy Talks Back. He's now working for ESPN 1000.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
What's he doing out there?
Marketing, I think. He left his job with Mike's Hard, and now he's going over to ESPN 1000. So shout out to Pat. Congrats.
And they were talking about, like, this season is just so draining. And, I mean, Nick knows, as like we do, doing a daily podcast, it drains you of energy, and you start despising the team, and it's not very fun to do that. So the White Sox, for everybody's sanity, not just Sean and I's, for Nick, for Josh, for all the guys in Sox, guys and girls in Sox Podcast Nation, all the Sox fans out there watching, like, Jesus shows where it comes to every day. Connor, John Froelich.
Can we get a win
says that
for
I'm
Wayne?
the best part of 2022. That's not good.
Yes.
I agree, John Froelich. Wayne, these people come here every day, and they watch our show, and they listen to our show.
Mr. Cortese.
You know, something. Like,
KPW isn't even a White Sox fan, and he's in here every day.
It feels like yesterday, like, I can't quantify it, but it feels like they came out flat. Like, there needs to be a certain type of urgency. I said this urgency in April. I said they need to be urgent now, because now we're thinking about it. Like, we always say, okay, you need to go 51-30 now to get to 90 wins. Like,
that ain't happening.
You know, it's just, if you do your work early, if you're that student that does his work early on Friday, then on Sunday, when it's time you get the Sunday scaries, you don't have to worry about your homework. This is the White Sox now. They got the Sunday scaries. It's time. They got to win games versus garbage teams. And yes, this Detroit team is a garbage team. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year the White Sox would have a 3.5 game lead over the Tigers, like, baby, let's go. First place. Tigers are chasing us for the division. Let's go. No, that's for third place. Third place.
Now you're fighting for fourth, too, because you're closer to fourth.
This is garbage.
Than you are first.
This is absolute garbage. There's bright spots. There's times where we get hyped, times where we get happy. But then there's all these times of yesterday. 2-1 to the Tigers? To a trash pitcher? I don't give a goddamn if people thought he was good. He was trash.
But Bob Brisky?
Yeah. Bob Brisky, Bob Borowski. I don't know what his name is. That's how bad he was.
Joe Borowski.
Ugh. I'm just tired of this team. It's just draining every day. And this is our first Friday show in a long time. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
have we done a Friday show?
Yeah, we did. You know, I think the opening day was a Friday.
Oh, okay.
I believe that.
Yeah,
and then I think we did a Friday show for the Cubs Sox. But yeah, I'm just so tired of this team. I just want them to shit or get off the pot. One of the two. Like, just be bad.
Show us something.
Or be good. Because that's what when they show us that they're terrible, then they go off and run like 3 or 4 games off, and they show some offense out there in San Francisco. Like, we were down after the Angel series. Then we go out to San Francisco. Oh, man, we salvaged the road trip, 4-2 on the road trip. That's solid. Come back and lay an egg. It's terrible. I hate it.
Why did Dan Payton say TA hurt? Something wrong with him?
Probably because of his recent slump, I would assume. I haven't heard anything about an injury.
Okay, Dan needs to take the caps lock off. You can't just start saying that. That looks like it's an emergency. Come on, Dan. We love you.
I think Dan, they're adjusting to what TA does. Finally, as Steven and I have been asking for, they don't have a scouting report on TA, but now it seems like teams are finding his weakness, and Tim is not letting the ball get deep as he usually does, not letting the barrel get in front of him, and grounding those balls out. Like, they're throwing a lot of off speed to him, and he's just too anxious, especially with runners in scoring position. Tim has been woeful as of late. and really hasn't done anything on his homestand. But this team at home is garbage.
Yeah.
Hitting wise, except for the guy who's on the IL now.
I think
Jake
it's
Berger.
I think it's a little bit of a, I think it's a bit of an anomaly, the fact that they're losing this much at home. So I'm not looking into that too much. Like, I think that switch can flip, especially when you play more games at home versus Detroit and versus hopefully the Royals. So I'm not too worried about that split. I think that's just a weird coincidence of baseball. If they start winning more, just naturally that's going to go up. They just need to win more games, period, whether it's on the road or on home. Now, let's look at the starting lineup today and talk about these stinky Sox. What do you say? CHGO has been the only bright spot this season. Thank you, Sean, Herb, and Vinny, and anyone who produces this podcast. Oh, thank you very much, Josh. We appreciate that.
This is fun. Like, these part of the game, it's kind of cathartic.
Skubal.
Like, it's cathartic after a game when the White Sox shit the bed. But otherwise, the game, the 3-4 hour game, sucks. For the most part.
And the people that usually produce this podcast, the main producer for this is Steven Nicholas, and we got to give him a shout out because he's always consistently great and consistently panicked to have the best show possible. And I love him for that.
And he eats more than I do.
Dude, it's insane. He's a machine.
Real ass body because he works out. He's that guy who, like, I'm going to eat well and then I'm going to work out. I'm not that guy. I eat well, and the workout part I haven't got to yet. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's still early in your life.
Keep hanging around Steven. Yeah. I'll have a heart attack firstly because all the damn food I eat. I thought I eat a lot of food, but this some bitch is out here.
Steven, what you got tonight for dinner?
Tonight I got one of my McStevens.
Oh, you got one of the big
Explain this to the people.
artisan breads?
A McSteven for everyone at home is a big sandwich on like a, what would you call it, like a loaf?
Yeah, a loaf.
Huge.
Yeah, and I put every single meat and cheese I have on it.
Ever.
And tomato.
And then after that, he's like
McSteven.
hungry still.
Yeah.
I
forgot my jalapeno chips at home, so we're in trouble tonight, boys.
Oh, man. You can't. It's not like you can't walk to 7-Eleven that's like 5 blocks away.
You can't eat a McSteven and go for a walk, though. It's a whole thing.
You can't walk and eat a McSteven?
No. You eat a McSteven and you loaf.
You doing all that
Get
loafing. It? Yes, because it comes on a massive loaf, the size of Steven's like forearm.
Yeah,
insane.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's a massive sandwich.
Mustard on, Steven?
No, I go with the Chipotle aioli.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Do you eat that with your pinky up?
Of course.
All right, let's look at
not mayo.
the starting lineup for these stinky Sox. Leading off for your White Sox is all-star starter Tim Anderson playing shortstop. Batting second is A.J. Pollock in left field, unfortunately. Batting third is Luis Robert in center field. Batting fourth is Jose Abreu, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Eloy Jimenez, the designated hitter. Batting sixth, Adam Engel in right field. Batting seventh, Sebi Zavala in center field. Batting eighth, Leury Garcia playing second base, and batting ninth, Josh Harrison playing third base. And they love each other so much; they're giving each other a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't that really pretty? And also, shout out to a Stupid Donkey, because Stupid Donkey just gave us a super chat.
He's back.
Here's some money. Don't jiggle. Maybe now it will fold. Thank you very much.
I see it. That's like the little thing that's going on in the internets.
Yeah,
as
it's been going.
As the kids do.
It's been going around for like 4 months.
I'm old.
I know. You'll get caught up one day.
Yeah, I just heard that.
Just keep reading. But yeah, the money.
They're doing this thing
jiggle,
called
jiggle.
the Macarena. Have you seen it?
Oh, I haven't
man.
seen it. That started in 1996. I wasn't born
okay.
just yet then. Also, Steven, I did drop something because I want to talk about Luis Robert. And we can get it to the end.
I'll get to it.
He will be my click to pick here. But Herb, Nomeo Moncada, we didn't really talk about this because we didn't have a pregame yesterday, but he got hit in the foot, bounced one off of his, hit a foul ball off of his foot. He is the worst hitter versus Tarik Skubal on the White Sox, so I'm kind of glad to see him get a day off.
It's a screwball.
It was also good to see him in the game yesterday after that foul ball, not playing today, but good to see him play yesterday.
Very disappointed that he didn't wear his mustard yellow shoes and his mustard yellow gloves anymore. They look great. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he didn't wear his instep guard, because that's where he got hurt, where he hit the ball right off his instep. He usually wears it, and then a bat and a couple of bats before that didn't wear it. So it's just very odd. But yeah, get a nice break for Yohan and come back tomorrow versus a right-hander and crush. I think Yohan's been doing better than the horrendous start he had. The defense has always played, and we need him. As Vinny says, for the White Sox to get where they need to go, Yoan Moncada and Yasmani Grandal, who was at a rehab start yesterday in Birmingham, need to contribute like they usually do. Because if they don't, yeah, we have a lot of hitters there, but those guys are the lefty power on the White Sox as their switch hitters. We're not depending on Gavin Sheets to carry the White Sox on the left-handed side.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing, too, is the guy that I want to talk about is Luis Robert. Thankfully, they're playing a left-hander. You don't have to worry too much about Gavin Sheets or Yoan Moncada just because they can load up the lineup with right-handers today. And, Luis Robert has been on a tear last 5 games, a 915 OPS versus left-handers this year. He's got an 870 OPS compared to his 715 OPS versus right-handers. So I just have a feeling these guys are going to go off. You talked about Tim Anderson's batting average versus Skubal. Jose Abreu's on a 12-game hit streak. Luis Robert has been on fire, looking really great at the plate. Steven, do we have those graphics ready? These have been his takes recently in the this is throughout the year, and you can kind of just see it's everywhere. Over time it accumulates, but you can see a little bit of the red there for Luis Robert. But let's go to the past 5 games, and it's just really, he's spitting on everything on the outside, and if it's in the zone, he is going to be putting it in play, fouling it off. He's done a really good job of not letting anything get in through that zone without him having a competitive at-bat. Yesterday, he had 11 balls that were either put in play or fouled off on 19 pitches seen. So he's just really having some really good at-bats and doing damage, and now he finally gets to play a lefty. So I'm excited to see what they'll do tonight.
And it's what we've been asking for, where Luis finds out what pitchers are doing to him, and he adjusts to them. This is the next move in Luis's maturation. Now, I'd like to see it for the rest of the season. I know there's going to be lapses every once in a while where a filthy slider gets him flailing at a ball that's in the left-handed batter's box. But, yes, as lately, you've seen him spit on sliders. He's recognizing slider spin early and knowing that, okay, this ball, if it does hit the outside of the part of the plate, I'm not going to do anything with it right now. I'm not that guy as yet. But I'm going to let it go because then they have to come to me. So, yes, I am very looking forward to him spitting on those pitches all season long and then also bringing the power back to the table because out of that, they have to come to you. And so Luis Robert has plate coverage everywhere, and he can hit the ball hard anywhere. We just looked at a video of him versus Tarik Skubal driving the ball to right field. I'd like to see more of that from him. Not just trying to pull it, just crush the ball anywhere it can be hit. Tim Anderson has that oppo power. Luis Robert has that oppo power. So does Eloy Jimenez. I would like to see that team do more of that because it's not happening with them pulling the ball. You see with Tim, when he pulls the ball, it's not going anywhere. It's just going ground ball to third, ground ball to short. I think opposite field is the way to go for all those guys. Then you'll see the White Sox offense just take off.
Yeah, I agree with you, but also I think Robert's at his best when he's pulling those fastballs, and we saw that the one hit specifically, it was like a 95 chest high, and he went opposite field. Like if he's pulling those fastballs, I think that's when he's really like on everything. That's really when he's at his best. We really haven't seen that a ton. We saw the home run off the cutter for Pregame, but that's more of like a slider. It's like around 84. Yeah. Like I'd love to see Luis turn on one of those like the Jose Barrios fastball comes to mind, but that was even late June, maybe middle of June. So I still. There's still something that needs to be clicking with this team.
White Sox to be hitting mistakes.
Yeah,
like we saw the Pregame one. He murdered that pitch. That's a mistake, a cement mixer. We haven't seen many of those this year where the White Sox punished the pitcher. The game versus the Minnesota Twins, they punished them. They hit 3 home runs off of mistakes. I mean, Eloy's wasn't really a mistake. It was just a high inside fastball. He's just that powerful to get his bat head over and keep that ball fair. But other 2 home runs, Andrew Vaughn crushed that ball, elevated, and so did Luis Robert off of Pagan. So, yes, today Tarik Skubal will make mistakes. Every pitcher during the game makes mistakes. White Sox got to punish him when they do.
Well, and that's when he's kind of turned in the first 10 games. He only allowed Skubal. Skubal in the first 10 games only allowed 2 home runs.
It's a screwball.
In his last 6, he's allowed 6 home runs. So you just got to make sure that you are doing that damage. And if he allows any walks, anything like that, you guys are getting on base with these hits and these paper cuts. You got to make sure that blast really drives in 3. It's the old Earl Weaver strategy is the 3-run homers. All right, let's get to the Tigers lineup. Stevens flashing it on the screen because we need to get to it. Just kidding. Leading off for the Tigers is going to be Riley Green out in center field. Batting second is going to be Javier Baez playing shortstop. Batting third is going to be Miguel Cabrera playing the designated hitter. Batting fourth, and also that's all-star Miguel Cabrera, by the way, because now it's legends are being allowed in the game. So it's going to be Miguel Cabrera for the American League and Pujols for the National League. Batting fourth, Honus Haas playing catcher. Batting fifth, Robbie Grossman out in left field. Batting sixth, Jonathan Scope at second base. Batting seventh, Spencer Torkelson playing first base. Batting eighth, Jeimer Candelario playing third base. And batting ninth, Willie Castro out in right field.
It's all right lineup. Got a Hall of Famer in the middle of it. Honus Haas, of course, gives the White Sox fits. But that lineup is not better than the White Sox, and especially Lucas Giolito last two starts has looked good. The last start in San Francisco was really good. The LA start was, the numbers look good, but I don't think the actual performance was spectacular. If we get that guy who pitched in San Francisco tonight here in Chicago, that team has no chance. That Detroit team could score 2-3 runs, and I think the White Sox will still win this game.
Absolutely, and something that Lucas has been doing over the past couple of games, past two, is loading up the strike zone with strikes. So as long as he's throwing those, I think he had 23 strikes looking against San Francisco, 15 versus the Angels, and that led to a 2.25 ERA with 13 strikeouts over 12 innings. So he's been real good so far. Cabrera is the one guy to watch out for in that lineup. Riley Green's been very good as well, but Cabrera kind of turned it around this year. He's got a 308 batting average this year. His OPS plus is 108, and the league average is around 100. He hasn't been a league average hitter since 2020, and that was only in 57 games. He's doing it now in 70 games. So Cabrera, maybe not back, but a lot healthier and looking a lot better. All right, let's look at the pitching matchup here. Let's talk about Lucas Giolito. He hasn't seen the Tigers since opening day. That was April 8th. He went 4 innings, 1 hit allowed, 2 walks, and then 6 strikeouts. But then he got injured and left that game early. So, we'll see what Lucas is looking like in this one. You mentioned the great start that he just had against San Francisco. In 75 1/3 innings, he has a 4.90 ERA, 82 hits allowed, 89 Ks, 29 walks, and an ERA plus of 80. League average is 100. And Tarik Skubal, 88 2/3 innings pitched, so he's been a workhorse for this Tigers team. 4.06 ERA, 82 hits allowed, 90 strikeouts, 24 walks, and an ERA plus of 96. But a lefty.
Yes, and Lucas Giolito is mirroring what the White Sox are. You know that Lucas Giolito is not this bad. But this is what he is. This year is what he is. The 4.90 ERA, he's not that. He's not an 80 ERA plus guy. But you see the glimpses, like, okay, there's our ace. There's our Lucas. Same thing with the White Sox. You see the comeback versus Minnesota, all the 5 times they came back versus them in that game. There's the White Sox I remember. The 13 runs versus San Francisco. That's the White Sox I remember. And then you get the 2-1 game versus the Tigers. That's kind of what Lucas is. He's been more bad than good this year, but you've seen glimpses. See, this is weird. Yesterday was the 81st game, so it's the halfway point. It is Detroit Tigers losses bread with a bunch of mediocre sandwich in the middle for Steven to eat. So they lost the first game of the season to the Detroit Tigers. They lost the last game of the first half to the Detroit Tigers, both 1-run losses, and then a little garbage sandwich in the middle.
So if they win tonight, maybe that will turn a better sandwich. Maybe, that bread ain't moldy. You don't have to scrape off that blue mold, right? Yep. It's some nice clean bread to make your mix.
It's not that Subway bread, and it's like out of wrestling mats and such. So wait, is Subway our sponsor?
No, Subway's not.
All right, fuck Subway.
Yeah, you're good. The PointsBet's the sponsor, though. And, hey, I got a 5-leg same-game parlay at PointsBet for this game. I'm going to go Lucas Giolito records 6 plus strikeouts. The White Sox 3-way money line. I think they'll win tonight. I'm going to also have Tim Anderson to have 2+ hits.
Wait, hold on. 3-way money line. Explain.
So if 3-way money line is on the 3-way money line, it's like White Sox minus 155.
Okay.
And then on the regular money line, it's minus 176. So if you take the 3-way money line, you can either take the White Sox to win, the Tigers to win, or a draw. So if you think it's going to be the White Sox winning in 9 innings, you take money line 3-way. Because it's a better odds for you to get because it's going to be less game. You're predicting that it's going to finish in 9. I don't think they're going to go to extras tonight. Hopefully,
I appreciate that.
If I don't hit it, if they go to extras, I'll be wrong and I'll lose money on PointsBet. And Tim Anderson to record 2 plus hits, Jose Abreu to get an RBI, and Luis Robert to hit a home run. And I boosted my odds as well to plus 3,400. So we'll see.
You can do that daily, right?
You can do that daily. You get one boost daily as well. So the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit using the code CHGO, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from a CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free T-shirt from CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet using the code CHGO when you sign up. If you have any questions, you can email PointsBet at allchgo.com, and we will help you out. Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services. All right, Herb, it is time. It's time. We're going to give your scores. Okay. We're going to give our clicks to pick. Who's your click to pick? What's your score?
First, I want to say what's up to Mailman Jack. And I think he just came back from a vacation where he's celebrating his wife. I think they had an anniversary. So congratulations to Mailman Jack and his bride. I'm going to go with the White Sox winning this game 7-3. And my guy is this man on my T-shirt, Stick Talk. I don't know if you guys see that. He's right in front of us. Yeah, same thing. Tossing the bat. All-star starter Tim Anderson is my click to pick for tonight. White Sox winning 7-3.
All right, I'm going to go White Sox win 10-1. That was the last score that happened when they faced Tarik Skubal. I want to say Skubal got knocked around by the White Sox, and I think Luis Robert's going to have some fun tonight. Let's look at some StatCast data just real quick. This is who hits the ball hard as hell versus Tarik Skubal. Tim Anderson leads that list with over, I think it's at like 99.9. Luis Robert's at 99.5. So those are the average exit velocity for our two click to picks. So I'm excited to see what Tim Anderson and Luis Robert can do. I think it'll be a lot of damage, and I think it will be a White Sox win. Join us here after the final out is made. We'll have a live post-game show for you. Hopefully, we are sending you off in a good Friday with a White Sox win. Hopefully, there's no rain, and hopefully, again, the White Sox hit a ton of home runs off of Tarik Skubal. We will see. We'll wait and see. We'll see you after the game, after the final out is made here on the CHGO White Sox post-game show and here on the CHGO White Sox YouTube channel. Shout out to Stephen Nicholas for his production. That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. And for live in-game updates, you can follow at CHGO_White Sox. That's going to do it. We will talk to you after the game. Go White Sox.